Hey everyone, hope you have a great conversation this week as always. And not only do I want you to have a great conversation, I want it to be more than that. I want what you share together and what you talk about together to really draw you closer to each other. This week we talked about move towards the messes. Let's get real. All of us have messy stuff in our life, and there's something inside of me, and I bet there's something inside of you that we want to hide the messes. But real relationships, real depth, real connection is found when we drop our guard and we get real and we allow people to move towards the messes in our life, and we move towards the messes in someone else's life. And it's a privilege, it's a joy, because we are loving each other in the way that Jesus has loved us. That is gospel culture. That's what we want to experience. I want you to talk about that. I want you to experience that. One of the questions you heard me ask in the message this weekend was this: are there messes that are too messy for you to mess with? I want you to think about something in your life where you really needed other people. What if their response had been, no, I don't think so. That's too much for me. That's too challenging. That's too messy. Could you imagine how isolating and lonely that would be? Maybe some of you have experienced that. There's nothing more lonely than that, than knowing that you are in the middle of something difficult and other people say, no, that's too much for me. But if you've ever experienced something like that and people come alongside you and they say, I love you, I'm in this with you, I don't care how messy it is, I've got your back, we'll walk through hell together and celebrate on the other side. Never have you felt more close to someone and more loved by someone. That's the way Jesus loved us. That's the way we want to love each other. I want us to experience that in our life groups. I want us to experience that as a church as a whole, but we really experience that up close with each other. How's your group doing in that? I want us to be people. I want you to be people where we say, no matter what, we're going to move towards the messes. We are going to stand shoulder to shoulder, and we're going to have each other's back. We're going to love each other the way that Jesus loved us. Additionally, we talked about this value, make generosity normal, and that's not a new thing. This is the legacy of Autumn Ridge, and I look forward to it being a big part of our future as we continue to move forward. Just this week, I read in an article written by our chairman of the Elder Board, Tracy Bayshore. He's writing about Compassion Evangelical Hospital. That exists because of the generous investment, donation, and work of people from Autumn Ridge. Since 2007, over 500,000 people have gotten much needed medical care. That's amazing. Somewhere around 25,000 people have had incredibly important conversations about the gospel with staff and pastors as a result of their engagement with the Compassion Evangelical Hospital. People have given their lives to Jesus, and that's an incredible thing, because that is a country where your life is on the line and you risk something serious if you publicly declare your allegiance to Jesus. We have much to celebrate what God is doing there, and it's through the generous investment and work and giving through people of Autumn Ridge. And as we think about generosity, it would be too small of a thing, too narrow of a thing to think about generosity as only finances. Finances obviously are a big part of it, but it's much more than that. It is giving our lives. This week, you heard me ask the question, are you willing to exchange your life or to give your life for life change? There is nothing greater, there's nothing more joy-filled, there's nothing more important for us to be a part of than to give ourselves generously to what Christ gave himself for. And that is to share this message of reconciliation so people can have what we have in him. I hope you have a fantastic conversation, and we'll see you next week.